We're here. We made it. This is a lot of effort. We are moms. We are to-be moms. And I just need you to touch this production. Make it more than what we could have thought, what I could have ever dreamed of. In Jesus' name we pray. Cheers to the podcast. Disclaimer.
Correct.
There are two of us at this table that are currently pregnant. As y'all know, me, I am pregnant, and this young lady to my left, your right, I'm not sure if I even said that right, she is pregnant. So we have 0% mojitos by the way of Amsterdam because I don't drink anything domestic.
Bougie.
So, let me do the welcome. What up, y'all? My name is Keisha Carter. Belay here. You're watching Kicking It with Keish. And this is season 4, episode 1 of my podcast coming back. It has been a long break. I'm sorry. Okay? Life has lifed. And as you can see, it has lifed a little too hard. To finish the introduction, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube and follow me on Instagram and TikTok at InstaKeish. Also, this show is available via visual on YouTube at Kicking It with Keish and Facebook fan page. Then it's now available via audio podcast streaming platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Yes, that makes me excited. Disclaimer, my views and any views on my show do not reflect those of my employer. If you know who I work for, you do. If you don't, that's great. Now, for our business promotion, we have an entrepreneur at the table by the way of Kiambria Geary, and we're going to start introductions down on this end of the table. She's going to introduce her business, let her know who she is, and then we will keep sweeping with the introductions.
My name is Kiambria Geary. I am a hairstylist and track coach. I am a boy mom of 2, and my business name is Adaric Stitches. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok.
I am Tazia Alexa, also known as DJ Tazia Alexa with K104. And my Instagram is TaziaAlexa. And I am welcoming a baby boy this year.
Woo! I'm Keish, I'm having a girl.
Hi, I'm Paige, Instagram fairly_Paige, and I am a boy mom of 1.
Hey guys, my name is Brittania. I am a professional dancer and professional choreographer and now a mommy of a 3-year-old. My baby girl, she's right here next to me.
And she's being the best little angel that she can be. Shout out to Miss Diane.
Yeah, sitting there quiet.
All right, guys. So this episode, bringing into the new season. There's a lot that's going on. Also, catch up with my life personally on the 2 episodes I posted before this with the gender reveal and the update, my school update. This episode is titled "The Pregnancy Glow, or Is It Just Sweat?" The reality versus the expectations of pregnancy and motherhood. Granted, this is my first pregnancy, and the unsolicited advice, the trending mom topics, the big, what is it? Gentle parenting versus bullshit. Like, so a lot of people call it bullshit. Some people call it gentle parenting. Some people call it child abuse. There's a thin line. There is a line in between gentle parenting and child abuse. Yeah. But the line is fine. It's very fine. We're going to touch on that as well. Anywho, segment number 1. We've done our introductions. Now we have a funny icebreaker. What is the weirdest craving that any of you had during pregnancy?
I can go first.
You go.
Okay. Mine, I love pickles and hot Cheetos together. Yes.
That don't sound
I don't like it on the regular now. But Cheetos, and that's how I knew I was pregnant off back. So I'm like, I want Cheetos, like literally get the pickle, dip it in the hot Cheetos.
You crunch it up?
Crunch it up with the hot Cheeto puffs specifically.
Yeah, because it make it stickier.
Yeah, it makes it stickier. So that was my weird craving. I really love hot Cheetos and pickles. Ooh, it's good. I like spicy.
Awesome.
Honestly, I didn't have like a weird craving, but I did crave milk. Whether that was chocolate milk, oat milk, regular milk, I just wanted milk.
Really?
And ice cold milk. Yeah.
Did you drink milk like before you was pregnant, like on the regular?
No.
Okay. That makes sense.
It was weird. But yeah, it was milk. Ice cold milk.
That's how you
That's
should have
wild.
known you was pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't drink milk like that.
Yeah, no. Last time I was drinking milk on purpose, I was 9 years old, and we found out I had diabetes.
Aw.
So yeah, that I don't like milk at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm drinking all kind of milk.
I feel that. Ooh, it's just something weird about. Ooh, let me get some milk. That'll do it.
If I eat cereal,
Yeah,
I drain my milk like on the side of my bowl. Then
eat your.
yeah, I don't like milk.
I just pour it back down the sink. I've
Yeah,
got
like,
many a whoopings.
I need it in the cereal.
Yeah.
But I just
Yeah,
put
a
it
little
out on the
bit.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, I got many a whoopings for not drinking my milk after my cereal.
Yeah.
I
You
ain't,
waste that milk.
right, no.
They
waste
made
it.
you drink your milk after
Yeah,
the
they just
cereal?
trying to make it. Yeah, they granted.
Oh,
You know what
sure.
kind of cereal it was. And if it was Cheerios, no, I didn't want that.
Right.
But if it was Fruity Pebbles, okay,
Cool.
fine. Captain Crunch, we can
Yeah.
get with
Cocoa
it.
Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs, we can make it
Chocolate
happen.
milk. Yeah.
But like regular Cheerios that you can sprinkle some
Sugar.
granulated sugar in, I don't need that. Right, sugar, but I don't need that.
Thanks.
And then we can waste that.
Yeah. No.
You got any? Do you have any current cravings?
I wouldn't say necessarily I have weird cravings,
Uh-huh.
but I love yogurt. But now that I'm pregnant, specifically
Uh-huh.
from Chick-fil-A, the yogurt
The
parfait,
parfait?
I'll load up on them. I'll get a good 5.
Wow.
And they go in the freezer, and in the refrigerator, and I'm like, you know what? I need my snack.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chick-fil-A yogurt.
Yogurt
If you
parfait.
haven't had it,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Hee
I would say for my first, it was steak.
Me too.
Shut up, you
Oh
eat
my
good
God.
steak.
Somebody needs that iron.
I
For real.
had steak every week, maybe like twice a week,
Yeah.
and it had to be on the grill.
Oh wow.
Oh, you had to have it a certain.
I had
Yeah.
to have it a certain way. Well, my second, I was so sick, so I didn't want anything.
You can keep food down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah. I find it interesting that a lot of moms are like, oh, I don't have no appetite while I'm pregnant, and I'm
That's
like,
me.
Yeah.
then there's me. What we about to eat at?
No, for real. I was hungry.
Every
All
2.5 hours, and then it feels like, granted, I'm in my 7th month, so it feels like I'm expanding, so my stomach is tight, but like I'm still hungry every 2.5, 3 hours. Like I can eat, I can fit something else in
I
there.
wish I could eat more.
Ain't friend.
What's your craving?
My craving, spicy food, jalapenos.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm not a spicy food eater. Like I'm like, oh, give me like
Oh
the,
yeah, I love it.
give me super hot. That's not even me. I'd be like, give me mild, and rinse it off if it's too hot. And I'm just playing. But jalapenos on everything lately.
Does that not give you heartburn?
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Not until lately. Lately it has.
Baby, whew.
At the beginning of my pregnancy.
You gonna need that milk.
Yes,
No,
right.
that heartburn. Oh my
I
God.
keep Tums on deck now. But at the
Yes.
beginning of my pregnancy.
Yes, and best friend.
Tums gonna stop working soon.
Yes, soon.
Yeah.
It does.
And it don't even work. It don't even work that fast.
It really
It's just a
don't.
So
placebo.
give me
Like,
the warnings, cause I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, the heartburn.
if
The
you're like
hurt.
indigestion is
What's
bad.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like your chest hurt, and then when you try to like sit up and like
Bad.
open your
Yeah, you
chest,
gotta
it
sit
don't
down.
work. And then you try to drink water,
Yeah, it
cool
don't-
it off,
nothing
and
works.
nothing cools it off. It's still hot.
Yeah.
I
I
ain't
was like
ready.
you when you said spaghetti. Like
Ugh.
I couldn't have
Or red sauce.
Red sauce, I'm throwing
It
up.
came out my nose and my mouth.
Yeah.
Like I had to like sit. I couldn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, no jalapenos. Yeah, I haven't had any morning sickness this
Bless
entire
you.
pregnancy. If I do get like nauseous, it's because of food aversion. It's my body. It's her saying don't send no more of that down here,
That's
Yeah.
me.
or I'm gonna send it back.
Yeah.
So it's the food aversions. But I haven't thrown up. Haven't had any morning sickness.
That's
You.
Thank
really
God. Knocking on wood.
Well, I feel like after really morning sickness, I feel like for me it was only the first trimester. So after those 3 months, then typically
It was done.
So I feel like if you didn't get it,
Yeah,
you're not
not
gonna
gonna
get
get
it.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you, God.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're not gonna
Fantastic.
get it. Yeah,
Yeah. I think for my first, it went away on that second trimester.
Yeah.
For my second, I threw up on the table.
What?
I had to eat entire.
You didn't get up.
Ah.
I was like there for a C-section. I was like trying to push the throw up.
Okay, guys. Segment number 2. Trending mom topic. Discuss an unrealistic expectation of pregnancy. I'll go first since I'm, in it. since we're in it, Tasia.
Okay.
Unrealistic expectation I had that I was going to be able to continue working out all 9 months of my pregnancy.
I learned that.
And I was so determined, y'all. I've seen like mothers before me, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta stay in the gym. I gotta stay in the gym. And I'm not gonna hold y'all, and they can vouch for me. And if you follow me on social media, you have seen it. I was heavy in the gym at the beginning of my pregnancy. I was still in the gym, but I had to come like only 3 times a week versus Monday through Friday, because I'm a Monday through Friday gym girl. But when you're pregnant, I couldn't go that many times. I could only go 3 times a week, so it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I never missed a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I hit that 6-7 month mark, and because of my diabetes, my baby is large for gestational age, so her size made my uterus press against my sciatic nerve. And I couldn't walk for 2 weeks. I'm standing in the kitchen crying. I couldn't even make me nothing to eat. Like, it was bad. And that's when they was like, yeah, it's time to start sitting down. Like, if you get the workout, you need to do these little stretches that the doctor, do these little stretches on the paper, sit at the chair, do some with a 2-pound weight, lift your legs while you sitting in the chair. It's really embarrassing. Like, I feel helpless.
Oh, yeah.
I feel real helpless. I've never felt so vulnerable in my life. Like, I have to rely. And granted, making a baby, women's bodies are great. Like, it's phenomenal. We are creating life. But I never thought I would feel this vulnerable in my life while doing something so great. So yeah, that unrealistic expectation. You're gonna go to the gym. You're tired now. Pregnancy. Yeah.
Gotta eat right.
Stupid me. Stupid me.
I would say getting snatched right after you have that baby, because you know on Instagram you see all the Instagram girlies, and as soon as they had that baby, they stomach be flat.
Yeah, I'm like, Tiana Taylor, whatever you're doing, send it to me.
Girl, what? I'm like, that gotta be a gene thing or surgery, of course. Yeah. You know these girls be surgery. So it's like, you can't look at the Instagram girlies. It's because your body is your body, and if you're not getting surgery or this not like your first, you know, you're not just finna just right after you pop that baby, your stomach flat again.
Yeah.
So that's really the expectation that, you know, I feel like everybody on Instagram, when you have a baby, they feel like you're supposed to get snatched immediately after.
Yeah.
Because of what we see.
Because just what we see.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially when you're scrolling.
But there's a difference between when you follow moms of Instagram and then you follow the Instagram girls that get pregnant and have their kids.
Yeah,
it's a difference. You see like the real side of like motherhood and then you see that. So it's like you gotta.
And it's real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
did you have any unrealistic expectations?
Honestly, just how people treat you. Like,
really,
you feel like somebody should treat you in a way because you're pregnant and they don't. That's the expectation that you have.
Yeah. I had to sit down and have a conversation with my husband because I was like, hey, I need princess treatment. Granted, it was princess treatment before we got pregnant, but I need princess treatment times 10 now that I'm pregnant. I need you to make sure that you're doing your part to make me feel extra special because not everybody is going to. And so, you know, you can't, you know, grow a heart or a lung or contribute to the 10 toes that are developing in my stomach right now, but you can be extremely sweet to me.
thanks.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I can kind of piggyback off of hers because mine was the same thing. Like, I felt like I'm one of those people, I'm very protective of like my energy and the circle that I keep. And I was thinking like, okay, I got it down to the people that I know are in my corner, but it's like when you become pregnant, it's like, hold on, like how much are they really in my corner? Like, can I really lean on them in this vulnerable moment where like, I may not have anybody to talk to and they just may be too busy, or it's like people forget about you because they almost treat your pregnancy as like a handicap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they don't invite you to nothing. They're not even like, hey, let's do lunch or let's do dinner. It's like, oh, you pregnant, so you go.
They just assume you can't. Yeah, you don't want to. You can't.
And it's like it'll hurt sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of click back into reality that I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when I think about it, I'm like, that's gonna change the way I look at them after I have this baby.
Yes. you never forget how you treated during your pregnancy.
That is
I keep reading that on like social media. It's like one thing a woman never forgets is how she was treated during her pregnancy and during postpartum. And
especially the bad.
yes, and
that is so real.
but some of my closest friends, I won't say some, it's like one or two of the closest people to me have really shown the transition between my motherhood and their current lives. And it was a weird transition. And I mean, no love lost. It is what it is. But it was like, man, I hated that we had to separate or, distance ourselves from each other at this time where I felt like you would have been, or you should have been like the one in my corner. I should have been the one in your corner or this, that, and the fifth. Yeah. And then the communication that happens when you're pregnant between like getting people to understand where you coming from, why you pregnant, and what they currently got going on is almost pointless to a certain extent. Yeah, it's like if you get it, you get it. If you don't, we're good.
And then there's those that you don't expect that lean in, and you're like, I wasn't even like. It may be like a new friendship or something like that you had right before you got pregnant.
It's like you know what?
The other one's just pouring and pouring.
And pouring.
This is what I also learned because I went through that. Like, I lived in LA, so I had all these industry friends, right? Like, so many. When I got pregnant, I was like, are you guys using me because of my connections? Or like,
are y'all really friends?
Are we really friends?
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all was all around when I was popping it. And when I got pregnant, everybody disappeared. Like maybe my one best friend, maybe two best friends. But everybody else, I feel like they're so focused on their own lives that once I became a mom, I was like, oh, I really don't got no friends. But I think that was God showing me, I don't want to say karma, because like when I was in the industry and my friends got pregnant, it was like, I didn't understand. I was selfish. I was like, oh, they pregnant. La la la, go about my life. And now that it was me, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what they feel like.
Yeah.
So now I try to be like that type of person because I'm like, wow, this is how they felt.
Yeah.
When they became a mom. And I was this type of friend, just focus on my career, focus on my life, maybe check on them sometimes. And then it was reversed on me. I was like, okay, God, I see what you did there. You made me feel how maybe my friends felt when they first got pregnant. So now I'm like super supportive in any and everything.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of my friends that were in the dance industry with me are moms now. So now we bond on a completely different level. Because we like, bro, you feel me. Like you feel me now. And everybody else is like, y'all don't understand. If you're not a mama, you don't understand.
It's a different place.
Mom friends are different than single friends that don't have kids. It's no shade. Y'all can be the best TTs, the best godmoms, goddads, the best uncles, gunkles that y'all want to be. But like mom friends, like other parent friends, oh man, it's a different understanding.
Yeah.
It's a different understanding. Okay, so we're gonna hit what Brittania was just speaking on a little bit. Momfluencers and the comparison culture. Do social media moms make it harder to feel like you're doing enough? I've sort of transitioned from I have completely transitioned from being a flight attendant influencer to being a fitness and mom influencer. And even before the baby got here. And when you look to see like what type of momfluencers versus influencers that got pregnant, I immediately noticed that. And it was like, wait a minute. Some of these mom influencers are very cutthroat, very, my kid said fuck today and I giggle and I shouldn't have, and then potty training is hell. Or like very, very open and transparent. And then you got the influencers that are moms that are like, let me sell you this belly band.
Yeah.
And let me sell you this.
This tea.
This tea. For having product. And it's like, you get to see the influencers that, not accidentally. You get to see the influencers that became moms, and then the actual mom influencers and their transparency. So do y'all feel like social media moms make it harder to feel like you're not doing enough?
I can go first.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't even pay attention to them. Like, I like the content.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm such a great mom and I do me regardless. Mm-hmm. Maybe because I'm a mom already, so like I have my own flow. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't go to Instagram to see like, oh, how do you do this or how do you do that? Mm-hmm. I don't do that. So I don't have an opinion on neither or because can I cuss? I don't give a damn.
You can cuss.
You know, I really don't give a damn. I just like their content for like if I need some a little bit of inspiration and stuff like that. Yeah, but like the way I parent is the way I parent. It ain't got nothing to do with Instagram. Yeah. I might show a little bit of it on Instagram, but like my parenting style is based off me. Yeah.
So what works for you? You know what works for you, what works for you.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, I could second that. Like, I'm a first time new mom, so the only time I really like seek any type of media or anything, just more so like if I'm trying to get my baby to pass their gas or like something of that nature, not necessarily on like how to parent. So I feel like whenever I do get to that time period to where it's time to actually like teach, I probably won't look for that either as far as like social media.
So I can kind of touch on that from a different aspect. Being that I'm a DJ, my life is the turn up.
Yeah.
And now I am becoming a mother. And I'm like, how do I want to show up?
Yeah.
On social media. Oh. Do I want to show people that I could be a mom and a DJ too and kill this shit?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or do I kind of just put the DJing like on the side and be like, hey, I'm a mom now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, where do I fit and where do I belong?
Yeah.
Because I am a first time mom.
Girl.
Yeah.
What?
Right. That's what I'm struggling with right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do see the mommy influencers and stuff like that, and that's cool and dope and it's all cute and all that, but I'm such a transparent, real person that I can't show up as a mommy influencer. I gotta be Tasia.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So finding that balance of me giving you a little bit, but still remaining myself.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. That's so good. I'm gonna put it back on.
For me, as someone that's trying to become like
louder
an influencer, I find it. I can't say I'll be a mommy influencer, and I honestly don't even pay attention to them like the other influencers. But I have older children. I have a 5-year-old, 8-year-old. That are now like they don't want to be in the camera. Mm-hmm. So
and their boys.
Oh, I say boy. That's a boy thing.
So for me, I don't post them as much. So I can't say I'm a mommy influencer. I was trying to do that. Mm-hmm. So I had to take a little curve. You know, more like fitness and just about myself. But yeah, I just don't really pay attention to. And maybe I just don't see a lot of. And for me, I really want more Black influencers.
Yeah,
I would like to see that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like mommy influencing, I see a lot of like white influencers.
Yeah.
And so our parenting is different.
I'm not. The way we show up completely.
It's different. So therefore, I don't really. I'm like, girl, I ain't doing shit.
Yeah.
To piggyback off what you were saying, because how you feel is what I'm going through right now. So we're both there because I'm coming from professional dancer, showing my body on Instagram all the time. That's how I get booked, being on stage with rappers, just all this stuff, into becoming a mom. And I have a girl. So when I didn't post on Instagram a lot when I first had Zion because I'm like, who am I? Who am I outside of dance?
Yeah. And
what do I want to so I took all the pictures that was showing my backside and my full body, I took down completely. Like, if you go to my page now, you won't even think I dance for who I dance for. Because it's gone. Because I feel like, I don't know who this, you know what I'm saying? And so now that I'm not in the dance industry 365, I'm only in it sometimes, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to hold back my content because I can't post dance 365. I'm a mom majority of the time. So it's like that balance of, do I just be a mom, but I still got that other side?
But I'm pretty sure you have this question that you ask yourself, like, how do I pivot?
I
can still do it. I can still do it, but how do I want to pivot to where now it's speaking to this new audience that I'm
Correct.
gaining
That.
by showing that I'm also a mama, but I'm
Yeah.
out here killing it.
Yeah. That is that. It's
that's
the pivot.
tough to fill in.
Yeah.
That pivot is crazy.
That's
I
what.
thought I was the only one going through it.
No.
What?
No. I told you. That's what I'm going to have to face going back to work. Because being a flight attendant and then a majority of my trips that I do are international trips. So being gone overseas and then leaving my daughter with her dad, a lot of flight attendants feel like, you know, it's a lot of outside judgment. Like, why would you still fly? And you literally, like, why would you still fly and you have, you know, a child? You need to stay at home. You need to be the primary. Moms are the primary parent. You need to be a primary parent.
Oh, wow.
Like, you need to give up. Granted, I'm not just a flight attendant. I do stand-up comedy and, you know, I'm a diabetes advocate, influencer. So I have many hats. So now everybody's like, well, all those hats don't matter. You need to be a mom first. And it's like, but then that's how I see women, and I don't know about y'all, but that's how I see women lose their minds and lose themselves and fall into like these dark holes when they become nothing but a mom.
Yeah, don't do that.
And and it's like, I've prepared myself, and this is not an unrealistic expectation. I prepared myself to make sure that I have people around me to hold me accountable. Keisha, are you losing yourself? Keisha, have you moved your body today? What is your blood sugar doing? You know, have you posted anything? Like, cause that's who I am. So if y'all or anybody around me that's close to me see me losing myself as a mom, I need y'all to hold me accountable because I don't want to be one of those women that's just like, oh, I'm a mom now.
Yeah,
that's it.
All I do is
facts.
Yeah, and it's like, what you gonna do with when these kids grow up and leave the house?
You know, what's up? Yeah.
Excuse me. When these kids grow up and leave the house, who are you after they leave the house? Because you can't go. I have nieces, and this is one of my nieces. All of my nieces went off to school, and their parents continue to I turn up with their parents, and I turn up with them. But their parents continue to turn up and was parents after they left the nest. And it was like, that's a great example of how not to wrap yourself up. Granted, they were very involved. All my siblings are very involved parents. All of my siblings are very involved parents. They was at every track meet, every volleyball game, whatever my nieces and nephews were into. But when they left the nest, they still had, you know, an identity for themselves. And I don't feel like, not to say postpartum isn't talked about, because now in social media, the more negatives of whatever situation come to the forefront first. So postpartum is a big discussion now, just like therapy is a big discussion now, to where in our parents' age, I couldn't imagine not realizing I was going through postpartum. And to be our parents and our moms especially, to be our mothers and have to continue momming as hard as Black mothers do, and to not know it was postpartum, but then the world is looking at you like, you still got to keep going. You still gotta show up. You still gotta show up. You have to show up as a mom. You have to show up as a woman, and you're Black. So all three of those are gonna be odds against you. How good you gonna handle it?
And you still gotta work.
And you still gotta work. Yes. While the world is looking at you. Granted, thank God for therapy and mental health being on the front end now. So postpartum is also one of those aspects to get you some coaching and therapy through, but I just don't want to be one of those moms that loses themselves, and my whole identity is motherhood.
I do think I was one of those moms, like, and it kind of goes with like family, like having like, you know, your grandparents, your parents, and for me it was them comparing their pregnancies to my pregnancy. And of course you're trying to also, you're asking your parents or your mom, your grandmother, like, questions, but also they're being very judgmental about a lot of things. And so I would say, I think I know for sure I lost myself, and I didn't have postpartum. I didn't have it. I mean, maybe I had a little bit, but I didn't struggle with postpartum. It was more of like the judgment, and then me thinking like, oh, I still gotta work. Let me work. I'm an entrepreneur, but oh my God, if I'm not working, I make no money. And then I know that. And I still got a breast. So I'm like, oh, I got a breastfeed. Everybody breastfeeding. And I'm like, well, it ain't working. He's not sucking. So what do I do? And no milk's coming out. Like, just get a baby formula. It's like, okay, I'll try formula.
Put cereal in it.
Yeah.
The baby 3 months old. 3 months old.
It's like, man,
Cereal. 3 months old.
it made me feel like nothing I was doing was working, and that's when like all the pressure comes in. Because I had a video during COVID. It took me like 2 or 3 years to post, just because I was embarrassed of my house. My house being dirty. But I also was stuck in a house with a 3-year-old and a newborn. And so I edited so much of this video out so they wouldn't see my house. So they wouldn't see, I put in there like I'm giving him a fruit snack so he can stop crying so I can just pick this pump off and then feed the baby. And when I grabbed the baby had a blowout. And then I got another one sitting here crying because he just peed on himself. So it took me a long time to post it, but it could be more pressure on myself. But also, I do think it was a lot of pressure on my family members.
Yeah. The judgmental, what generation are they? Because we're millennials. We're millennials and Gen Z. It's not Gen Z. Well, I guess it is Gen Z. Gen Z and the baby boomers. I want y'all to give us a break. Okay? Give the new moms of this generation a break. Because times have changed. And not only does as my diabetes causes my pregnancy to be high risk, but so much new information about pregnancy has come out now that I was making a sandwich and my mama was on FaceTime. And you know how pregnancy they say, no cold deli meat, no cold deli meat.
Put this meat up on here.
I put my meat on the stove. Mom was like, if you're not frying bologna, why are you making a sandwich like that? And I was like, well, the doctor said I can't have that cold meat. You can eat the cold meat. And I'm like, why are you screaming at me? I just do what these people said do. Or the egg yolk. Like, them eggs need to be fried hard. And it's like, I actually like my yolk a little bit running. So now, like and it's torn. It's like me being torn between what the doctors say are doing, especially as a black woman. Because as a black woman, it's like are the doctors telling me and everybody else the same thing? When in history of medical information, it has not been them telling us the same thing as they tell some a white mother. And that that'll push on to our next point. But anywho, the judgment that you get from the older generation of moms, my mom even told me, she was like, you are the primary parent, so he don't need to take all that time off. He don't need to take all that time off. He can take half of his leave.
No, he need to take all that.
He don't need to take all that time off. You need to figure out how to be a mother. And I'm like, first off, I got 12 nieces and nephews. I'm having number 13.
It's gonna be
I got good practice. She is alive.
Yeah. My husband's grandmother did the same thing. Like, why are you taking off? You don't have to take off. And then luckily he took off. Like, he got like a month off or whatever. Almost died. So I needed like recovery.
You literally almost died.
I literally almost died on my birthday.
Wow.
So, and he took. I'm like, and you didn't want this man to take off. You think he's supposed to be at work? I can't even walk for a whole month. Like, wow. So. Yeah. It's crazy how like the mindset of like the older generation.
Yeah. And then it lets you. I didn't mean to cut you off. It lets you. And one thing I did realize, the support systems that the older generation may have had, and not even just the older generation, how their mindsets were. Like, mothers are primary parents, so the mom is there and the dad just goes and works and brings back the money and whatever. And then some of the realization of people don't. Some women didn't have good support systems. So they look at you as if you are, I wouldn't say spoiled or, I guess we'll use spoiled. They look at you as if you're spoiled for having a support system that shows up, or having a partner that's like, hey, I'm going to take off, or I'm going to be here when you need me because you didn't make this baby yourself. And it's like, one lady was like, oh, wait till you get pregnant. Wait till you have this baby. You just gonna need to figure it out on your own. And it's like, actually, I'm sorry.
Married.
I'm sorry that you had to figure it out on your own, but I don't.
Right. I pumped. Here you go.
Not put back to sleep. Tag team.
Tag team.
Tag team.
While you at work,
yeah, it is a tag team.
Yes. Let's
See,
say
I didn't experience any of that. I don't know. My mom is very like super supportive and all that. So I never like experienced the older generation like telling me about like the right and wrongs of motherhood. And like my boyfriend, he's very, I mean, he was hands on with Zion too. So like that's one thing that I thank God for every day when I wake up is my support system. Because baby, the people who don't have the support, I be like, goodness, y'all are the real superheroes.
literally,
They are the real superheroes. You ain't got no
you
support
are-
system.
Support system.
Support system what?
if you a mom out there doing it all on your own,
Kudos to you, baby.
kudos to
For
you,
real.
baby.
Hard.
Yes, hand claps to
What?
you.
For
Hand
sure.
claps to you. Yeah, because that's hard. So you out there, mama, you doing your thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so this next mini topic is a a big one because it's been going back and forth in my head. And I'm pretty sure it's been back and forth in yours and y'all's as well when y'all were there. Team epidural or team natural? I will tell you the sciatic pain that I experienced for 2 weeks straight, where I was crying because I could not move my left leg, and if I did, because I had to go pee, it was a sharp pain that was like incapacitating. As soon as y'all with me in that hospital, give me them drugs. I don't want to be in no pain. I don't be in no more pain.
See, I had both.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, I had both. So my first, I went to the hospital. My water was leaking, and then my water broke at the hospital. I felt like contractions. I was like, oh my god, that's a contraction.
That's cute.
I don't know. It was like cramps, but to me getting the epidural.
Your second.
My first.
Okay.
Well, I got the epidural. I had him I got the epidural, but I had to get it turned off because I couldn't feel anything. So I ended up getting the epidural because the nurses kept saying like, the contractions are strong. The contractions are strong. And I was like, I think, man, like you are like this close to where you can't get it. And I'm like, all right. I'm the kind of person like, all right, I just want you to shut up. So just do it. And so they did it. They put it in wrong. Got the worst pain.
Now I gotta punch you. Come
I
here.
still got back issues.
Okay, another friend just told me that last week.
I still
Yeah.
got back issues, and then end up having to. And I never clicked the button. Like I think it automatically comes out, but you can like click.
Yeah,
it
you
out.
can.
I never
Really?
touched the button.
Did it all
You can shoot.
Yeah,
I never knew that. I just wanted to
yeah. I
Didn't get
never
that
touched the
option.
button to the point where they were like, "Yeah, we have to turn this completely off because you cannot put." And I don't feel like I need it. So
Where did you have your baby at?
in Mansfield.
Mansfield Methodist?
Yeah.
Oh, I did too. I love that. Who was your doctor?
Wait, they're not paying us.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you're right.
So yeah.
Don't click on.
So with that one, I did, have the epidural, got it taken out, or just like they completely turned it off. And how they knew I had them all natural was because I had to pee right afterwards, and I instantly could like walk off. And they were like, "You can walk," and I was like, "Yeah, I got."
I could feel myself.
And then my second, I had a C-section. Now I'm gonna tell y'all, I
Give me
team
the
C-section.
Okay. Now,
That you don't hear people say that often.
No, she sounds like me because I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about opting in.
But
Yeah.
why?
So,
I am terrified.
I don't
After
be-
I seen my sister give birth, I was like, oh my
but it's
God.
like different from everybody. It just depends. Like mine was like an emergency C-section.
Yeah, same. I had an emergency C-section.
Yeah, but
Do tell.
I don't feel like it's that bad. To me, being in a hospital and like, I don't know, I just wasn't for the whole sitting there pushing. I was a big girl, my legs heavy. You tell me to hold my legs. That's just too much.
Do you want it from the back with your face in the
Yeah,
pillow?
it was
You
just
like,
like-
"Hey, you wanna have this baby?"
The needle is smaller. To me, I was more nervous because I felt the pain with the epidural with the first one. So I was scared. But when he did, I was like, oh. And it happens really quick. And then they came in, we were talking. I said, baby, give me a tummy tuck.
Did they put obviously they medicated you, right? Right? For C-section, right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's called like a spinal.
Okay.
So I got a spinal, and the needle is smaller than the epidural. And
So you had an emergency C-section too.
Yeah, so originally I was pushing, but his heart rate was dropping. So they had to do emergency C-section. And I mean, it was easier because at that point, like, you know, they just cut you open. And originally I wanted to do no epidural, but I ended up getting the epidural because the pain was too much. But yeah, my original plan, I didn't want to have a C-section. I wanted to push. So I was scared, of course, because it wasn't my plan. But I mean, he came, he was healthy, so that's all that mattered at the
Yeah, like, get him here.
Yeah, I think it's so. I kind of tell my friends I always prepare for both. So my first, I was prepared for both. I had all the stuff for like a C-section and everything because I don't know, I just had this feeling like, you know, possibly.
Just in case.
So with my first, he did take a long time. So they were actually prepping me for a C-section because they were like, she's been pushing, he ain't coming out. I don't think, like my body was open, but he just kept. And they were like,
I got you.
So they wheeled everything in.
It's cold out there. It's cold out there.
Wheeled everything in. He just came out. We were like, bro. But I tore the shreds. I got a 43.
See, that's another reason.
But everybody different. Everybody different.
That recovery is.
When you tear from your vagina to your butt.
I got literally C-section. I think it's like a C-section cut down there.
I had a question.
Yeah.
When you were pregnant, were you working out?
I did.
Or were you active before you got pregnant?
Yeah, I'm a very active person.
And were you walking and stuff before? And then,
especially
I'm
first.
still
I was
hurting.
very active.
Okay, yes. Because I think everybody's different. Because, like, for my pregnancy, I got induced.
Yeah.
So they had to break my water and stuff like that. I needed the epidural. I was dilated to a 3, and I was like, give it to me, please. Because, like, for me, it hurt so bad. I was about to pass out. I was about to pass out at dilated at 3. And some women don't get the epidural till they're dilated to a 6.
Yeah.
I can't. I would have passed out. I'd have passed
That's
out.
fair.
But
Everybody's tolerance is different.
you get what I'm saying? But when it was time for me to push, I had the epidural. I couldn't feel nothing from here all the way down. I couldn't even wiggle my toes. Didn't feel it. But Zion came out in 2 pushes.
Okay.
So I pushed really well. And she literally came out in 2 pushes and I did not rip. And I think they were like, well, I was literally walking and going up the stairs at 8 by the time. When it was time for her to come out, I was walking up the stairs, up 6 flights of stairs. Like, I was very active still when I was pregnant. So there was like, she just
it's
came
literally
out.
a
So
toss-up.
everybody is different.
Yeah, it's a toss-up.
She came out. I said, did I rip? She was like, no. I'm like, oh, thank you, God. Because I was nervous. That's what I was nervous for.
They had
Is the ripping.
Spray. You rip.
Is it like
I didn't feel a thing. It's so good. It's like an emergency spray, and it instantly like
numbs it?
Numbs it. Cause she stitched me up. And TMI. I passed gas.
Oh,
it was like,
Boo-boo
I
came
didn't
out.
feel that because she sprayed me, and it literally went all like it went up the blood.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Tearing.
That's the part that's scary.
Thank you. I don't want a brand new coochie. Like, it just don't.
Make it tighter. I just like
I make it tighter. Like, the whole, and granted, a lot of people are like, C-sections are major surgery. They are major surgery. They are literally cutting in through 7 to 8 layers just to get to that baby. Taking out your uterus, some of your intestines possibly, and a whole bunch of other stuff just to get that baby out. And then what if they don't place it back in there wrong? What if they tie a knot in it? Like, it's a lot happening. But also, I don't know. Like, I'm okay with these. I mean, granted, there's only 2 other ways, which you're going to be not okay with. But I'm okay with a C-section.
But also, I got the epidural, and I did not feel. My doctors were amazing because they were like, "You want the epidural?" I sat on the side, like here, and I'm like, "Did you do it yet?" It was so quick, and I did not feel a thing. I'm like, "Oh, that's it," because I thought it was like a big old needle.
I've seen the needle. It's the
not
size of your forearm.
It's not. No, it's not. it's small and it's like this little package thing. Like, you know how when you get one of these?
Yeah.
It's like a small little thing. And
Okay,
it's
so they
a
didn't
small
change
little
the
needle and it's just right there.
Okay,
Maybe the one I
It's-
seen was like from medieval
That's what I
times.
thought.
It was like,
Baby, I'm
It's not that big.
I can't take it.
listen,
It's not that big. It's
the one I
literally
seen
small.
was as medievally
Spinal.
long. It was as medievally long and horrifying looking, like the same clamp they used, the same coochie opener they used.
It's not that
for Yo, OBGYN and vaginal checks.
It's not
Mind you,
that
I
big.
hate those.
I
But
do
the
too.
same medieval
I hate
clamp that they use, they just all look bad.
It's not that big.
Yeah, no. Now I'm scared.
Don't be scared, I swear.
I mean, granted, what I'm gonna do is say no. Like it's only two ways.
You either gonna have a natural or you gonna.
Yes. You know, I was at first like, I don't have to have an epidural. I have a higher pain tolerance, and then I'm standing
You
in
felt
the
that,
crying
yeah.
and I
It
can't
just
walk.
depends on the person. Because even like my friend, all my friends, most of my, especially my black friends, because they all tried to have the babies, and it's crazy. I'm like, all y'all had a C-section. I'm like, why y'all didn't tell me? Why
I could've
y'all
just
didn't
had a
tell me this?
C-section.
I would have just did this first.
Yeah.
But my C-section was a little scarier though, because my uterus didn't clamp back down. So that's not I like, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm still would be like team C-section.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like the recovery for me was like the worst because it's a lot, like having to get up and sit down and like just the pressure still here and the pain still there. The recovery was brutal to me. I feel like, but like, what would be the difference? Because I didn't have like vaginal, so like y'all's recovery, how was that?
Well, I didn't really pretty much have a recovery because I didn't rip or anything. I was just chilling so my insides could, form from having a baby, but it wasn't like, I still had to wear the diaper and stuff like that. But my recovery was more so you just had a baby, like, yo, you gotta, just chill. But it didn't like hurt or anything. I was really chilling.
I think mine, my first, I didn't have a normal vaginal recovery because I had a 4th-degree tear. And then I also didn't have a normal C-section recovery because I had emergency surgery for that to go in.
Right.
Blood clot. So, I don't know. I just know from my friends that had C-section, like their recovery was like, yeah, like they were walking around. I'm like, C-section. I couldn't move.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, that's what I was just about to ask. Can I ask this? Would y'all rather a black doctor or a white doctor?
Black for sure.
I'm gonna tell y'all an experience with that since y'all saying black.
Somebody of color or of, I wouldn't say I'm close off to white doctors. I would say I've had all of them considering, my medical history. But when it's a doctor, a POC, not even technically white or not technically black. When it's a POC, I get taken better care of by, let's say, because my endocrinologist for my diabetes is an Indian man.
Okay.
And that man loved me down. We are locked in with me and him and my diabetes. And he's one of the best doctors I've ever had. My high-risk OBs, both of them are white women, but one's from Czechoslovakia. She's a little rough with her words because they just not soft people. But she's the best in her field.
Yeah.
As a, yes, she is a white woman, but she's not a white American. Yeah. And my other OB, she's a white Muslim. So she wears a hijab and she's very soft and very like caring with me. Because I'm not gonna hold y'all. That's one of the first things I say when I walk in. Hey, as a black woman, I need to know you are making me feel comfortable, making me make sure I feel taken care of and I'm not feeling rushed. Because if I do, not to say that I'm taking my health elsewhere, but I will because of how I'm being treated. And I don't play about that.
Yeah, so the black doctor experience was just terrible because she wasn't gentle with me. She automatically was talking about a C-section and all this type of stuff. Versus the white woman, she was very caring. She like explained things to me in detail versus like telling me. She explained things, broke everything down. Just the way she made me feel. Even on when I was, it was time to have Zion. All the doctors, everything was just so smooth and I felt so comfortable. Versus the black lady, I was like, oh, you rushing me. Oh, like you're not explaining like when I went to my doctor's appointments, it was like no explanation.
Yeah.
You okay? You feel good? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I will say, y'all saying y'all babies were in Mansfield. I was at your mom's last night, hanging with my sister, and I felt pressure down in my pelvic area, and she was like, "Don't have no water breaking in my house, cause I'm gonna take you right on down to Arlington Methodist." I was like, "No, you won't. No, you won't. You better take me to Mansfield.
Okay.
Take me to Mansfield. Do not take me to Arlington Methodist, because the horror stories I heard about Arlington Methodist.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh man, girls on Facebook, and they was like, "Don't ever have a baby at Arlington Methodist. They're damn near take your uterus out and put it on the wall."
Yeah.
That's where the doctor is.
Yeah, that's what the doctor was.
Yeah.
Black lady.
But I also think sometimes, for me, I notice it depends if you get, what is it called, like medical help. You don't have like insurance and stuff like that.
Like Medicaid.
Medicaid. So my first, I had Medicaid, and my OB, I had insurance, but I wasn't working, so I ended up getting Medicaid, and so I didn't get to stay with my original doctor, which was white. She was very sweet. She explained everything. She was in Dallas, and then I ended up getting another doctor in Mansfield, and I could just tell by her energy. Now, she was white as well. She was just kind of like, and I told him, I was like, I don't like her. He said, I think it's just her personality. Like, I think it's just the way she talks. She was from Louisiana.
Just dry.
She was kind of dry, which my husband dry, but she was real dry.
Those are his people.
Yes, she was really dry. But when I gave birth, I didn't get her. You got whoever was on call.
Mm-hmm.
It was a black lady. Well, at first it was a guy, and I had this guy before, and I was like, thank God I get him. I didn't want my actual doctor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I took too darn long, and I ended up getting this black lady who I never met before. She literally came in. She didn't say nothing to me. Actually, I said, I'm sorry because I passed gas on the lady, and I couldn't control anything. I said, I'm sorry. She's like, it's fine. That's all she said to me.
See,
So I was just like,
I be ready to write reviews now.
yeah.
Like, just let me deliver my baby.
girl.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The black
Give me a
you be wanting to support the black people.
Yeah.
She, like, I'm slightly stitched a little off. But, they don't know.
You stitched a little off.
I'm stitched a little off. The lady was nicer to me. Like, my actual doctor was nicer to me after I had the baby because I had already experienced so much, and I can tell they didn't want me to sue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so my second experience, I had a black doctor. She was kind of the same way. She's really good. She's like one of the top doctors. I want to say in like the Denton. She's in Grapevine, South Lake area. She was really good, but she is very much so pro C-section. But I have to tell her, I don't want to have a C-section.
Why do they automatically go?
They get more money.
They do. They get more money.
C-sections because it's a major surgery. Then you're doing what your body naturally
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the black doctor was like, "You want to do C-section? Girl, I'm 3 months. I'm 4 months.
And they won't even. When I try to talk about birth, like when I try to talk about which birthing route I want to do, they won't even entertain it. And I'm almost at 8 months. They be like, we'll worry about it when we get there. We're not talking about that with you right now.
Yeah,
so the fact that she was like C-section at 3 months is insane.
I'm changing my doctors. My mom, okay. Because no.
But I love my last doctor. She actually saved my life. So I'm kind of pro black doctor because she even said, she was like, I don't truly feel like I like hemorrhage, which is where a lot of black moms die from, like from after birth, from hemorrhaging. She's like, I don't think no other doctor would have been in here and would have saved you. It's just so happened I had a black doctor and she just knew what to do.
Wow.
It was hard for her to do. Like, she was like, I was in and out. She was just like, look, while I was in, like, convalescent, and she was just like, if I can't get it to stop, I'm going to have to give you a hysterectomy. I was like, take it out.
You can have it.
Did they tell you the causes of that?
They don't really have causes for that. Well, my uterus didn't clamp back down.
Okay.
But, it's hard to get your uterus to clamp. It gotta stick.
Stitch it, yeah.
That makes me nervous, man. And granted, it's like not. You hear horror stories. It's like you hear the stuff you expect. Like you expect heartburn. You expect the edges to fall out postpartum. You might expect postpartum. You expect morning sickness, but like you don't expect to almost die.
Right.
And then you do hear horror stories about how Black women experience more maternal deaths than any other race. But it's like, man, the fact that it's really us,
It's like over 80%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no,
that's
crazy.
80.
It's over 80%.
You are literally sacrificing yourself.
Yeah. And that's why I also wanted to do just a little personal moment. I wanted to make sure I was recording and showing myself on camera, even if it was just my social media, so that just in case something does happen and I am not, she has something to be like, okay, that was my mom.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, that was my mom. My mom was this powerhouse. She didn't, let this stop her. Or she wanted to make sure I had something to see, even if she didn't make it, because she had to give birth. Because I'm gonna say, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. I ain't gonna do it. I'm
But you
just
also have to be like strong and like how you say you don't want to have a C-section. You just gotta stand
advocate for yourself.
Like,
And then I was telling my husband, I was like, hey, we were in the doctor's office one day, and she was like, oh, Keisha, did you this, and this? And I was like, oh, no, I've been fine. She's like, all right, I'll be right back. And she walked out, and he was like, don't forget, like, you had, that issue with rah. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, speak up, say something. Yeah. Like, you have to advocate. Yeah. This is your baby, too. Mm-hmm. But also, if something happens to me, you have to be the voice in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to be the voice in that room.
So make sure you know your birth plan.
That too. That birth plan. Another episode.
Hers is well thought of.
Yeah, my birth
What's a birth plan? Tell me.
Yeah, my birth plan.
What's a birth plan?
My birth plan was probably not as fancy as hers, but mine was just like,
delayed cord clamping.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
to have all the nutrients that go into
delayed cord placenta.
So my birth plan says I want to labor. This is when I wanted to. This is when I was pro natural. This is when I was pro, natural childbirth.
You can still be pro natural.
I'm not against it. Like if my water happened to break, and I'm not against it. I'm not against it. Now, I said I want to labor down. I didn't want to lay on my back.
Oh,
I don't want to lay on my back. Epidural or not, I don't want to lay on my back. Mm-hmm. No AROM, limited exams, especially if I'm ruptured, because I hate. That medieval clamp, she did it last week. And she was like, I couldn't see your cervix, I gotta get a bigger one. No, you don't. No, you don't. We're not doing it.
I hate it.
Take it out. Get your hands out of there.
Man.
No.
Keep going in there.
Yeah, no. No cervical ripening balloon.
You remember that? They just keep coming in there checking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, get out of there. Put your fingers out of there. Did you wash your hands?
Probably didn't feel it.
I don't know.
People really know.
Oh, okay.
No cervical ripening balloon if I'm not at least 1 centimeter dilated. Intermittent monitoring, saline locks, so I'm not constantly hooked up to a pole. I want to be turned every 1 to 2 hours if I have an epidural. No episiotomy, where they cut your coochie just to get the baby out.
Ooh,
yeah. They take the scissors and be like,
baby, you might want that. You don't want to tear.
No, yeah, but
because that
you
was
would rather.
I think that was the thing for me. Like they were like, all my doctors. I've seen multiple doctors because
that's illegal now. Though.
They say like they should have cut you. Okay. Like why did she cut you? You wouldn't have tore that bad.
Well, the episiotomy, whatever you say, that's illegal now. You can't do it. Low dose Pitocin, if any. I want to wait 24 hours before the baby's first bath. I want optimal cord clamping until the cord is white, so that all the blood can be transferred across. No hepatitis B shot for me and my baby because I don't do drugs and my baby don't either. What do I need to have at the hospital? Be able to take the umbilical cord and the placenta home, and if they're trying to force C-sections, I need to ask if I'm all right, ask my vitals, my blood pressure. Is the baby currently okay? And what does the fetal screen look like? Do I currently have an infection? What's my current cervical exam? And am I currently on Pitocin? And how often am I contracting before y'all try to force a C-section on me? So that is the rundown of my birth plan. Also, the TikTok moms, they have more momfluencers than influencers that are moms. You see more real mothers on TikTok
That's true.
than you see on Instagram. So that's how I put pieces of what I wanted for my birthday together. Now, this is a hilarious mom panel. Quick thinking, ladies, and these are for the not as pretty girls right now.
Okay.
Parenting would be easier if, and you have to finish the sentence. So, Paige, parenting would be easier
If bottles could wash themselves.
I can see that.
I already feel that. I feel that. Kiki, parenting would be easier
They kill potty train.
if. Ooh.
I'm
Cause
scared.
oh, you should be. You should be.
Boys are
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that.
Man, if they knew how to aim, I can go on.
Yeah, cause you got two.
If they knew how to aim,
That'd be a problem.
ooh, they bathroom is disgusting.
Yeah. Fan. Parenting would be easier.
I don't
if,
know. I'm thinking. I'm literally thinking in my head like
Cause you got a girl. Potty training is easier.
potty trained. She was potty trained in 2 weeks.
Good job, Zion. That's a big girl. That's
She's
a big
pretty.
girl.
I'm like, I don't know. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
That's
Not yet.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
I got a good
Because
support
baby, the
system.
second will change your life.
Yeah.
I know I heard second like having 5 kids.
Man,
Yeah. I heard first mom is one baby is a fashion choice. 2 babies is a life change.
your first is like your angel. It's just like a
Yeah.
sweet baby.
Mhm.
Just,
I want another one though next year.
but
Oh
that
Lord.
second,
Well, you about to say you got a 3-year gap, so you
She
do
about to be 4.
me
Yeah.
next year.
mine's have a 3-year gap.
That's a good
But she about to be 4 this year, so I'm thinking next year.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So they
I
won't be too
love
far.
the 3-year gap though.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Because
They're gonna be close, yeah.
But they like fight too.
Okay, we almost on the
That was me,
crash.
my sister.
Yeah. 3 years.
What's something that you swore you'd never do as a mom, but you totally do now?
Ooh. You know when your mama said we gonna go in this store and you better not touch nothing. Zion be touching stuff and she get it every time. Every time. I was like,
Zion be
Mama.
touching stuff.
She be touching stuff and she get it every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mama,
What
how
happened
did you?
to where your backbone at? Grandparents only
What-
grandparents. Parents and grandparents are not parents. They're not the same parents we had.
Not at all.
No, from me, not from grandma. Grandma be telling me, don't you be getting her. Every time we go in the store, she gets something. So
Yeah.
if I know, I'm like, oh, we're not taking Zion to the store. Can I go? I'm gonna go by myself today because every time we go in that store, she gonna want
She gotta
By
something.
go.
myself with my beats on.
We
Like,
almost
all
on
right.
Coffee.
It's a good day.
What's something you swore you never do as a mom, but you totally do now?
I don't know right now.
Okay. Did you
Baby
just 5,
little,
6 months
yeah.
in? Yeah.
For me, will be McDonald's. But now they're at the age where they're into sports. And I'm like, I'm not cooking. I don't have time. It's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Take me to McDonald's. It's right there.
Okay.
I can't stand McDonald's.
That's understandable.
But you like, I'm like,
I like
y'all
it.
eat.
Yeah.
My food prepped.
Zion like Chick-fil-A.
Tasia, what's the most ridiculous parenting advice you've received?
Oh my gosh. The most ridiculous parenting advice? I haven't really got any.
Okay.
When I think about it, yeah.
Yeah. My most ridiculous parenting advice, my mama said, you need to stay at that gym for you make that baby skinny.
You know what?
I know you lying.
I cannot.
No.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, you stay at the gym for you make that baby skinny.
I just not thought about it.
Go.
Cause I DJ. So
Yeah.
some of I'll say a ridiculous parenting advice tip that someone gave me was, you need to stop DJing because that baby's gonna come out dead.
What?
And I'm like,
Cause of
the music,
Music
loud
around
music. Yeah. When I heard that, I just let it go in one ear and out the other. I'm like, what?
I did
People put
hear.
headphones on their
Yeah,
Right.
and I did hear that the volume around you can't be too loud.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, what valid research do y'all have with that?
I don't know, but yeah, I did get that
Yeah.
advice.
You know?
So I guess it wasn't necessarily parenting, but they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you
It
don't
was,
need to be
yeah.
around that loud music because
Yeah.
that baby's gonna come out with me hard to hear.
Don't reach over your head. Don't be
They
big.
did
Don't
say
reach over
that.
your head.
Yeah.
I got that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
My
I
mom-
forgot about that one.
My
Yeah.
mom also, I was taking a nap at her house one day. And I think it was just because she wanted me to get up and do something. But she was like, you need to quit taking all these naps before you make that baby lazy. And I'm like, where does your logic be?
Not make the
Where your logic be coming from?
not make the baby.
You can make the baby lazy. If you take too many naps, the baby gonna be lazy. If you go to the gym too much, the baby gonna be skinny. Yeah. Yeah. The old school, I'm telling you, them old school sayings be like, what?
Don't bend over. Can't be bending over.
Yeah. Now, granted, I can't bend over too fast right now, but
Okay.
I be having to maneuver my belly in between my legs. Like, granted, my grandmother had 17 children. I don't see how she did that 17 times, and none of them were doubles. None of them were doubles.
None.
None of them.
No twins.
17. Ah, hell no.
Well, ladies and gentlemen that are watching, audience of all the same, we are going to close this episode. Please stay tuned. We have another episode being released in 2 more weeks because we have 2 episodes per month of you guys kicking it with Keish. My name is Keisha Carter. Beleg you, and we've kicked it. Bye, guys.